Throwaway sessions. The name sounds incredibly negative, but they're actually incredibly positive. It's just a skate session where I go out and I try a new trick, but I have no expectations, no thoughts, no analysis, sometimes no tutorial, really just nothing. I kind of just go out and start to experiment. The only thing I have is curiosity.
I did this recently when learning to airwalk. I did it for board slides when I first started them. I did it for the backside big spins and the butter flip in February. I do it all the time.
I've been doing this for about a year now, and it is a zero stakes, zero expectations exploration of a new trick. Sometimes I watch a tutorial, and sometimes I don't.
I go into it with the mindset of I will not even come close to landing this trick or starting to land this trick. So let's just play with it. Just throwing away my expectations at the beginning here makes all of the difference in the early stages of approaching a trick. I might not try to land it at all. I might just try a few steps that I saw in a tutorial. And if a tutorial doesn't exist, well, then I might just actually wing it.
And this is what that looks like. Today I'm going to work on two tricks, a helicopter style 360 flip, the freestyle version, the kind that Michi does. And then also I'm going to try to work on hard flips a little bit. And today's just what I'm talking about. It's a throwaway session. I want to get a feel for these tricks. I want to try to start moving my feet in the proper directions and see what I can do. I did watch a tutorial for the hard flip, so I have an idea of what I want to try, but a tutorial does not exist for the helicopter freestyle 360 flip that I'm about to do. So that one's just going to be based on how I see Michi do them. And yeah, we're gonna see. I love both of these tricks. I would love to be able to do both of them. But today is all about no expectations. I'm just gonna tinker with them. I'm going to give myself some questions afterwards, kind of see where I want to take them. And yeah, no thoughts, no expectations today. All of the planned practices, the analytics that I like to do myself, all the deep thoughts, those come later. Today is just about getting on my board and testing the waters. Music is a must. Let's get going. Probably gonna start with the hard flip because that's less scary. The 360 flip is, I think, is gonna be way harder, and it's terrifying. I wasn't recording.
9 out of 10 times when I start to learn a new trick, the beginning is rough. My body does not listen. My feet don't move how I want them to. I lean in the opposite direction that I'm supposed to. I'm terrified of the new movement under me. And so that's why I like this framing. This is a throwaway session. I'm just playing, just getting used to the idea, getting a few attempts in. And when I walk away from this session, I'll have a little bit of context and a few questions like, why am I jumping back? What direction was the flick again? How do I keep the board under me?
And so this is a good example. Like I think there was a couple lucky flips, but for the most part, I have no idea what I'm doing. Just trying to get a pop and a flick, and I keep missing it. And I think that's pretty normal. So like, the goal is not to try to land on it. It's not to try to jump back. Like, it's just playing with the flick. That's all I'm doing.
And then I get to go back and watch tutorials with these thoughts in mind.
Try the Michi helicopter style of the 360 flip. Okay. What I know is I need to get a good grip. So I guess if there is a goal, not an expectation, to see if I can pick the board up a little bit.
So if you asked me what I'm actually throwing away during this session, it's my expectations. It's a desire to land the trick. It's that teeny tiny twinge of hope that maybe a miracle will happen and I'll land a hard flip the very first day I try them. It's just throwing away all of that and just going into the session and doing it, just starting to do stuff. It's just going into the session and starting to put in the effort, starting to put in the work, because it is the work that's going to get me closer to my first land.
I'm definitely terrified of this flipping under me, which is why, my legs are avoiding it, I'm jumping away from it. And so I think part of this type of no stakes training is just to work on that fear, right? just start doing something. Just try to get through that fear. And I think messing the trick up about 1,000 times is a pretty good way to start getting over that fear. And that's it. That's what I do. I come out here and I have a bad session without it actually feeling bad to me. So that's what this is all about. Getting through the rough beginnings and not hating it as much.